Hello my fellow friends and followers, it's me RetroMania, and in today's video we'll be talking about my top 15 favorite PlayStation 3 hidden gem games, part 2 volume 2, however you want to call it. Also don't forget to watch my first PlayStation 3 hidden gem video, and with this out of the way, why not we jump to my top list. Let's go. On place 15 we have record of Agarest War. This is a tactical strategy JRPG what stretches through 5 generations of heroes, and each hero's decision impacts the story of the next generation. The gameplay is fun, strategic, and you can even have relationships, marry, and even have children. So what you are waiting for? This is a blast, an absolute blast. And if you are into tactical grid-based JRPGs, this might be your cup of tea, like it was my cup of tea. The next game on my list, it's also a unique game what fits my cup of tea, and I hope it will also fit your cup of tea. So why not we jump to place number 14. Fans, it's a unique 2D 3D puzzle platformer where we need to shift between 2D and 3D camera perspective to solve puzzles and to jump and run to victory. The unique, very interesting gameplay, it's the main appeal of this title, and the very charming pixel art style, it's the cherry on the top. My only problem with this title is that it holds your hand way too often. I wished it wouldn't do that because it's so fun and it holds your hand way too often. Either way, this is an incredible 2D 3D puzzle platformer and a game I would highly recommend. The next game on my list, it's also a game I would highly recommend, so why not we jump to place number 13. Fancy Pants Adventures, originally a flash game series, now ported with more budget to consoles. This is a very fun, ultra fluid and ultra fast game. The fast and fluid gameplay is definitely the biggest selling point for this title. The level designs are also very well made and encourage people to look out for hidden stuff and secrets. A small critique what comes to my mind is how the fights can slow down the gameplay, the very fast and fluid gameplay. Otherwise this is an incredible experience worth checking out. And another game what it's also worth checking out, it's the next game on my list. So why not we see what awaits us next, shall we? On place 12 we have q.u.b.e. This is a fantastic 3D puzzle platformer what takes inspiration from Portal. Who would have guessed? You interact with red, blue, yellow and green blocks, and each block has its own unique property. Even though it takes some inspiration from Portal, it's very different and can differentiate itself from the competition. And because q.u.b.e. has such an addictive and fun gameplay, I placed q.u.b.e. on place number 12. And yeah, with q.u.b.e. out of the way, why not we see what awaits us next, shall we? Trash Panic, it's a very weird but also a very amazing PlayStation 3 game, what uses the Tetris puzzle gameplay style but adds a very unique and very weird spin to it. You use physics, fire and other gameplay mechanics to dispose of trash. The game is so much fun, very addictive and definitely one of the most unique games I have ever seen. Such a game can only be made by Japan, by the Japanese developers. And that's why I love Japanese games so much. What I also love and adore is the next game on my list. So why not we jump to place number 10. Top 10 baby, let's go. The Awakened Fate Ultimatum, it's a roguelike dungeon crawler JRPG that it's very forgotten nowadays, and a game I would highly recommend, especially if you're into JRPGs and into dungeon crawlers. The story is amazing and it follows a high school student who dies one day and gets resurrected as a god and needs to deal with the conflict between demons and angels. The game also asks you to make many important decisions, and these difficult decisions will impact the overall story and ending of the game. So if you are into these type of games, I would highly recommend to try Awakened Fate Ultimatum. And with this out of the way, why not we jump to place number 9. Chronicles of Riddick, Assault on Dark Athena. It's a first-person shooter stealth game with an amazing, dark, gripping sci-fi setting. Riddick, the main protagonist and so to speak also the anti-hero of this game, takes down the enemies quietly during dark time. Because Riddick's unique abilities and skills gives him the advantage to see in the dark. And so the biggest chunk of the game plays during dark time, where Riddick has a clear advantage and you need to take down your enemies in stealth mode, quietly and peacefully. This is a great game, not a huge shooter guy myself if you didn't realize by now, but I really like stealth games. Stealth games are usually fun and yeah, what it's also fun, it's the next game on my list. So why don't we jump to place number 8. On place 8 we have Retrograde. This is an excellent rhythm-based space shooter with an excellent art style, amazing gameplay and with an incredible hook. What will immediately hook you up? The gameplay boils down to needing to dodge, synchronize your dodges with the rhythm of the music. The story plays in a future where humanity had a war, a space war, they won the space war, but then time started going backwards. Very unique gameplay, beautiful art direction and music makes this an absolute joy, but it's also an absolute joy, it's the next game on my list. So why not we slash to place number 7. Viking Battle of Asgard. It's a action-based hack and slash, where we hack and slash our way through hordes of enemies. The story follows the Viking hero chosen by the goddess Freya to defend and save Midgard from the invasion of Hel, the goddess of death. The story seems very deep at first, but it's actually second to the gameplay. Gameplay it's key in this game. The gameplay it's amazing, fun, really fast, really fluid, incredible. The story it's fun but also just background. The graphics are really good for a low budget title. This is a very low budget game considering its graphics. Very amazing graphics, gameplay and story considering the budget of the title. And for this reason I place this game so high on my list. And with this out of the way, why not we see what awaits us next, shall we? Overlord Rising Hell. It's actually the first Overlord game with more stuff. Something like Persona 5 Royale, let's say the quote-unquote definitive version of Overlord. Overlord it's a fun tactical real-time strategy game where we control a small army. The gameplay it's very similar to let's say Pikmin, if you ever played Pikmin. The gameplay it's ultra fun and the game has a new refreshing take on the fantasy genre. And the next game on my list it's also a game with a new refreshing take on the fantasy JRPG genre. So why not we immediately switch to the next game on my list. Let's go! Lost Dimension, it's one of my favorite hidden gem JRPGs and a game I really liked. Sadly I never finished the game, so I do plan on fixing it in the near future. Lost Dimension it's a tactical strategy JRPG with a unique traitor mechanic. The game is set in a dystopian future where we cannot trust anyone, we cannot really trust anyone. Your teammates will absolutely betray you, maybe not everyone, but there will always be one or two characters that will betray you. That's why I love Lost Dimension so much. Absolutely deserved on place number 5. And with this out of the way, why not we see what awaits us next, shall we? Game Heroes. It's a wonderful, charming, action-based adventure game inspired by the good old 8-bit and 16-bit games, like The Legend of Zelda with modern, improved gameplay mechanics. The game it's ultra fun, I love the sound effects, the music, everything, it's so charming, the art style, the music, the sound effects, the blend of 2D and 3D, it's wonderful. And for this reason, I placed Game Heroes so high on my list. The next game on my list it's also very charming, very epic, very amazing and very wonderful, so why not we slash to place number 3. Dragon's Crown, it's a unique take on the action-based RPG genre, paying respect on the old-school arcade side scrollers. You can choose between 6 distinct character classes: Fighter, Amazon, Wizard, Elf, Dwarf and Sorcerer. And each and every one of them has a unique, distinguishable playstyle. And for this reason, I placed Dragon's Crown so high on my list. It's a very fun game and very sharp art style, and the next game on my list, it's also very sharp and very fun. So why not we jump? Place number 2. On place number 2, we have one of my favorites on the PlayStation 3, Folklore. This is one of the rare instances where I have both the Japanese and European version of said game. Folklore, it's a unique take on the RPG genre, although it's more of an action-adventure game than an RPG. It has a little bit of RPG elements, but it's an action-adventure game. You are someone who can communicate with the dead, with dead souls, and you can capture these souls and fight with them, and use them in battles to defeat other enemies. The story is definitely the main appeal of the game, but also the gameplay is very fun, but can also be very challenging at times, very challenging, especially near the end. So yeah. The next game on my list, it's also amazing, it's the best game on this list, the place number 1, in my opinion the best one, and truly a hidden gem game most people never heard about. So why not we jump to place number 1. And on place number 1 we have the creme de la creme, we have Tears of Tierra 2, Hair of the Overlord. One of my favorite tactical strategy JRPGs I have ever played. And yes, I have the collector's edition, the Japanese collector's edition of the game. The main character of Tears of Tierra 2, it's a prince that gets overthrown by the evil empire. The game kicks in once the empire starts to treat your people badly and commits multiple bad acts. And the promise of the game, it's very simple: dethrone the evil empire, start a rebellion and take over your empire and defeat the evil empire. So yeah, very simple but amazing. The story is incredible, the artwork is great and still aged pretty well, amazing music, amazing gameplay, amazing tactical strategy JRPG gameplay, very simple but also very touching, very incredible story, you will definitely enjoy, and for this reason I place Tears of Tierra on the very top. Definitely a game I would recommend, amazing experience, you need to play it. And here you have it guys, these were my top 15 favorite PlayStation 3 hidden gem games. Part 2, Volume 2. Definitely watch the first part if you didn't, like and subscribe if you can, or dislike if you didn't like the top list. Also write me down below your top 15, top 10, whatever, top 5 favorite PlayStation 3 hidden gem games, so that I can see your favorites, maybe I find a couple of new games I never heard about, and yeah. With this out of the way, I wish you all a wonderful day. Sayonara my good old PlayStation 3 friends. Ciao, 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 and bye.